Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Scouting. I am here on Malinovka in my ELC. Now, this is one of the better maps in World of Tanks for Scouts, in my opinion, because it's one of those few maps that are left that allow you to do some passive scouting. And you're going to see me do quite a lot of passive scouting in this game. It was a game that was played on stream, so you may have seen it before, but I have not watched this game since actually playing it, so I do remember it was a bit of a heartbreak, but it gives me the opportunity to talk about Malinovka, because even though it is one of my favorite maps, the map is seriously broken at the moment, and it is seriously broken because of this route down the 1-2 lines. I have covered it on previous videos. I have exploited this myself to get some really good games in my medium tanks and to get some pick up some ace tankers. But basically, the team in the south are severely disadvantaged. The team in the north usually win this map if they've got aggressive medium tanks, simply because they can push down the 1-2 lines. They can use the lower ground and go hull down right until they get into this position, and basically they can light up all the defenders for their friendly camping tanks at the back. And you have seen, or I have seen, so many games lost because the enemy got into this position really aggressively. Thankfully, that is going to be changed in 9.4. There are going to be some changes to Malinovka in 9.4, and it's mainly due to this area of the map. And I think it's because Wargaming have realized that this map is severely broken for the team spawning in the south. So basically there are going to be far more rocks. There's going to be a building right here. There are going to be more rocks, more hills, more dips and undulations in the ground, making it much easier for the team in the south to defend if the enemy team decide to push aggressively into this area. And that's exactly what happens in this game. So we are just going to go... it was an ace tanker in the ELC, so it'll probably be in the ace tanker playlist as well, but I'm just going to put it up here because it's basically about scouting and how broken the map is at the moment. But I'm pushing forward. I'm being really aggressive. I'm moving forward into this bush here. Knocked down a tree. That was probably a mistake, but I've gotten my first spots, and you can see that the enemy team are already advancing down the 1-2 lines. Look how aggressive they are. I've managed to spot an ELC moving across in the middle, but I'm spotting most of the enemy team, and unfortunately I'm not getting all the spots because that AMC 1375 has gone on a hero run, suicide scouting. But you can see that the enemy scouts, enemy heavies, enemy mediums, they're all pushing down the 1-2 lines. And I could take out these guys, but it's more important I keep them lit up, keep my passive scouting position in order to allow my team to kill them. But with an IS-3 and an IS-6 in that position, I mean, these are heavy tanks that really shouldn't have been able to get into that position. But we are losing. The score is 2-4 because the enemy team have pushed the 1-2 line so aggressively. So I'm basically doing a lot of spotting up here. The 1375 is dead. I'm getting all of these spots in the north of the map, but unfortunately very few of my friendly tanks are shooting them, simply because the enemy team are in the K2, K3 area, and as a result everyone in my spawn is focused on them. They're not focused on the tanks in front of them. So I'm counter scouting this 5916. He doesn't realize he's spotted, and my team take him out. So I'm just doing my scouting thing, but you can see we're still losing tanks in our spawn because the enemy team advanced so aggressively. The map really is broken at the moment. So again, I'm just trying to get spots for my team. No one seems to be able to hit the tanks I'm spotting. AMX 5100 is on a reload, so he's not getting any shots in. And our RT is focused on those tanks down in K4. So aiming for the weak spot, thinking about shooting, trying to be as patient as I possibly can. So he's retreating behind bushes, and I'm wondering, can I basically double bush him and stay undetected? But I decide, okay, not going to go for the shot. Now, as I say, I haven't watched this since playing it, so can't really remember at what point I decide to start shooting. But again, it's just important for me to keep tanks lit up, and again, I'm pulling back to see if I can make the bushes go solid so I can get shots. So reversing till the bush goes solid and get a shot into the KV-3. And unfortunately, even though the bush was solid, it gets me spotted. So I know there's a T-34 up behind me. I know there's enemy RT in play, so I'm moving erratically. And pushing forward to try and get more spots. And our Super Pershing's taking a lot of hits. So I tried to help him by going for a shot in the Hellcat and end up hitting a wreck. Super Pershing goes down. Somehow I fired without being spotted. But the enemy team are still advancing aggressively. So once again, I really do want to try and help them. So unfortunately, bounce on the T-34-3. I know it's going to get me spotted. That's why I was moving as soon as I fired that shot. So again, moving forward to try and get spots for my team. Try and support them. We're losing 5-8. Take out the T-34-1. And again, I was already moving before I was spotted. So wait till I've dropped off radar, then push up to a different bush. Trying to get spots. And then we finally get the Hellcat spotted. So I'm using coated optics and not binocs here, so I don't have to sit still until the binocs kick in. So this AT-15 is behind a bush, so I can double bush him. So I go for a nice shot in his commander's cupola, and again I'm falling back the moment I take the shot, just on the off chance I was spotted, and I was. But our team are more focused on defending rather than hitting tanks I'm spotting, which is why I've decided to start shooting. Unfortunately, bounce on the back of the E4, the Super Pershing. He decided to stop reversing just as I fired and my shot was in the air. Really unlucky. I could have done so much more damage in this game if I'd just been a little bit more lucky. So Super Pershing's a one-hit kill, and I take him out for kill number 2. And again, I'm reversing as soon as I shoot. And all this time, I'm wondering where this T-34 up to my right is. I'm kind of reversing down behind the Super Pershing to prevent shots from that T-34, but he's finally been spotted on the other side of the map. So we're losing 7-10. Very difficult shot on the rear of this IS-3. Chiri is blind shooting the bush I was in. So I go for a shot. And again, fall back. So 3 tanks still last spotted in our spawn. Someone has spotted the KV-3. Don't have much to shoot at, but he reverses, take him out for kill number 3, and once again it gets me spotted, so it's kind of just a case of rinse and repeat. So I was about to say, I was wondering when the enemy team were actually going to advance. Get a shot in on that Hellcat on the move. So enemy team have finally grown annoyed with me and they're advancing to take me out. So I'm putting this super Pershing between myself and the Hellcat. Under no pressure, Hellcat's advancing. Take him out for kill number 4. And this AT-15 is a good player, and I do have to... I'm going to pause it here, because this AT-15 plays this situation really, really well. I am not panicking right now. We're losing 11-13. There are only 2 of us left, but I'm not panicking because if I can get to the side and rear of this AT-15, I can easily take him out. But all I need for him to do is to advance. AT-15 is one of my favorite tanks, and I know how dangerous it is, but I also know how slow and vulnerable it is if he can just get close enough for me to outflank him. But he doesn't. He's not stupid. He's a good player. So what he's doing is he's simply staying close enough to keep me spotted. He's not advancing. I want him to advance, but he is keeping his distance. Look, he stops. He's not going to move any more forward. All I need him to do is move forward. Then I can flank him, but he's not going to do it, and unfortunately he manages to sneak a shot into the rear of my tank. So I tried to outplay him, he outplayed me, and unfortunately that was it. Only 1 tank left on our team. And unfortunately not a lot he can do against 4 tanks. He does take out the IS-3 but then dies. So yes, yet another ace tanker on a defeat, but I did pick up an Orlix medal for killing 3 or more enemy tanks with a light tank, tanks that were 2 tiers higher than me. I also picked up patrol duty. I earned 1287 XP, which was more XP than anyone on the winning or losing team, so quite happy with that, just unhappy with the result. 1340 damage with 4 kills. I fired 11, hit 10 and penned 10, but really I held my shots till the very end. I was shooting low health tanks as well, but mainly because I was trying to do my job as a scout, and as I say, the map is broken, and when the enemy team advance down the 1-2 lines in strength, it is very hard for the team in the south to win. I spotted 7, damaged 7, destroyed 4, and did 3,464 assistance damage. I earned 50,000 credits for that game with a premium account. It was not my first game of the day. I earned 1,930 XP. So, really frustrating ending to a nice game in the ELC. I could have done more. I'm sure you guys will have pointed out other stuff I could have done, but at the time of playing this, I think I did as much as I could. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.